Suppose you open a bank account by making an initial deposit of $5,000. You then add to the account by making month-end payments of $250. If the account earns 4.5% compounded weekly, let's try to determine the future value after 5 years. So when I'm going to solve a question like this, I'll usually list out all of the parameters that I'm looking for when I go back to read through my question. And then I'll begin at the top, just going through sentence by sentence and trying to fill in the information that I can find. For example, our first sentence says you open a bank account by making an initial deposit of $5,000. So this means we know that our principal amount should be negative $5,000. We're giving the bank that amount of money. We're then going to add to the account by making month-end payments of $250. So obviously our payment size here is going to be $250. I'm going to put a negative sign here because I'm going to pay the bank at these particular time steps. We are given some information about the type of annuity we have. We have an ordinary style annuity because we're making month-end payments. So we do need to make sure our calculator is in end mode. And then finally, we're given the number of payments per year. So we have 12 payments per year. Our next sentence here deals with the kind of time frame, the term, and the interest rate. So we have an interest rate of 4.5% compounded weekly. So let's put our 4.5 in for IY. And we're going through 52 compounds per year. So we're going to put in 52 for CY. We're trying to determine the future value, so we don't put anything in for FV. And then we're given that the term is 5 years. So how many equal-sized payments are we going to have over the span of 5 years? Well, if we are making monthly payments for 5 years, that means that N should be equal to 60. Alright, so now we should be good to go. I've made sure that my calculator is set into end mode because I don't see the BGN up here in the top corner. And I'm just going to start with the value for N. I'm going to program 60 into my calculator and then store it under N. And we know that it's stored, of course, when we see the little arrow above the number and we see N equals here. And we just kind of move on one by one through our list. So let's save 4.5 into IY. We'll hit the second key to go into our submenu. PY is already 12, so I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to update CY to be 52. And when we're in the submenu, we have to use the Enter key in order to save these values. So there we go. We have PY is 12 and CY as 52. We can now second quit. And we can move on to working with our PV. So 5,000 is going to be our present value that we've given to the bank. $250 is going to be how much we're giving the bank every month. And then we'll ask the calculator to compute the future value. And our future value comes out to be $23,050.16.